So you guys already know about hydration, right? So you want to remember the polyatomic ion. So let's see. If I was talking about phosphorus, phosphorus. What is phosphate look like? What is the chemical formula for phosphate? Chemical formula for phosphate. PO4. Anything else?
Never.
PO4. Three. It has a -3 charge. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so what is phosphite? What is the chemical formula for phosphite?
4. Or 3.
PO3. PO3.
3 negative.
3 negative.
You okay?
Yes, thank
Wait, your throat. Better.
you. I know.
What is the chemical formula for hypophosphite?
PO2. 3 negative.
Smart.
I wrote this down.
Just be Scott.
I wrote this down.
Hypophosphite. What is the chemical formula for phosphide? Phosphide. IDE.
Yes.
Yes. You should know it though. IDE. Phosphide. I write it on the board so you guys see how to spell it.
Helpful, thank you.
E. I-D-E. Phosphide. Okay, what? Anything else?
No.
What's the charge on it?
3 negative.
How do I determine it? My periodic table. How would I determine the charge?
No, over in my throat. I have so much. I don't yeah, it's like they're giving
What did you say?
chicken.
-3? Why is it -3? That's how hard it is for the noble gas. So that's fine, right?
It would hurt. So I just think
Okay, now what is per phosphate?
Milk product recommendation.
Okay,
Lux the biggest.
oh, yeah. But also drink Sweato because like it's like we feel like because like, you wouldn't hurt the goat.
so now when we're talking about acids, there are a couple of things that we need to know. One of the things is the way that we're defining an acid is based upon the Arrhenius model.
But I have a bug on my face.
Arrhenius said that an acid is going to be a proton donor. And a base is going to be a proton set. Okay, so if I have H plus, hydrogen, how many protons does hydrogen have? How many electrons does hydrogen have? One. And how many neutrons does hydrogen have? That's 0. That's right. Okay. Now, if I remove one electron from hydrogen, it becomes H plus. How many protons does H plus have?
One,
How many electrons? 0.
0. Just took it
Because we
away.
removed one, right?
Just hijacked.
And how many neutrons?
0.
So H plus is just what?
One.
It is one proton, right? It's just a proton. So when we're talking about acids, we're talking about the addition of H plus to an ion. Okay? So if I add three H pluses to PO5, and this has to be in water, so it's aqueous, right? It becomes an acid because it's going to be acting like an ion. Okay? And this acid would be called, in this case, it would be called phosphoric acid. If I add 3 H pluses to PO4, AQ, this becomes phosphoric acid. So if my ion ends with ATE, I'm going to replace it with IC and acid when I put H pluses in front of it. Okay. You mind if I erase this? Everybody got this worked out?
It's never ever gonna be like a thing that's called hydrogen something.
It will. I'm getting there. I promise you, I will be there. So now we know that from our experience, for what we know now, we know that these are all non-metals, right? Now, hydrogen, if you notice where hydrogen is located at, where is hydrogen located at on your periodic table?
Top left.
No, I want to know, don't tell me top left, tell me how, tell top few characters.
Group 1, period 1.
Okay, so it's group 1, period 1, right? What is in group 1? What is that rule about group 1? We said group 1 metals do what? What do we say about group 1 metals?
Stable. Plus.
What was that? They become +1 when they form an ion, right? Good job. They become +1 when they form an ion. We also know that they're all going to behave alike, right? Group 1 metals are going to behave alike. Now, hydrogen is located under group 1 metals because when it's put into water, not hydrogen gas, but when we put that hydrogen plus into water, it behaves like a metal. It becomes like an ion. It separates like an ion does. Okay? Do you guys know what I mean by separate like an ion does? You know salt? What happens to salt when you put it in water? It dissolves, right? It breaks up. Okay? So what happens to these acids? They are going to break up into the ionic components. We'll talk more about that in a while. I can erase this now?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we put H, 3 H pluses in front of phosphite, it becomes phosphorus acid. OUS acid. So if you have IT, it becomes phosphorus acid. If you guys can do me a favor, turn it to your polyatomic ion table. Everybody has the polyatomic ion table? On the side of it, there's usually something written. It says I8 organic acid. Despite them being poisonous. Okay, if it's ITE, we use OUS. If it's ATE, we use IC. Okay, so what will be the name of the acid that's formed from H3PO2? What will be the acid? Keeps that. I vote. Nope. For ITE. This is ITE. This is what the ITE ion looks like, right? This would be that IT ion with that hydrogen. So then we're going to replace it with OUS. So it will be hypo phosphorus acid. Hypophosphorus. Phosphorus acid.
Why wouldn't this be hypophosphoric acid?
Because the ITE means that it is an ion. It is no longer an ion, it is now an acid. They behave differently, right? Because the ion has a minus free charge. The acid technically is neutral. Technically.
So then why wouldn't the H3PO4 do the same?
It does, but it's ic. Ic acid, right? ATE, it ends with ATE. It lets us know that it has that 4 oxygen, right? This one lets us know that it has 3. This one lets us know that there's 2 because it's hypo OUS. Okay. So the last one, I. When it ends with I, we call it hydro. Let me erase this. Okay. But H3 P. Thank you. This would be hydro phosphoric acid. Okay. If you see on the on your handout, my bride has hydraulics. I know this is the way it's spelled. So if the ion is phosphide, and then we're adding the H to it, we call it hydrophosphoric acid. Okay. Okay, so let's test your skills. Okay. What was that? Better. Oh, my third grade handwriting. Okay, so who's gonna give me the first one? Give me the first one, you can't give me the second. Okay, so would that be? That's S. And so the root is this guy, right? So we take a look at that. Look at our polyatomic ion table. What do we have on our polyatomic ion table? We have sulfate, right? So we know that since it has those H pluses that are going to balance it out. So we're going to replace that sulfate with what? It. So in this case, sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. Okay, what about this next one? What is it's just the root is just the S. S2 minus. What is S2 minus called? What would be the ion for sulfur called? Because it's negatively charged. If you put what at the end of it? You have that in your notes. I'm just hitting the wall because that's what you guys do, right? You have your notes right there. You just keep running into walls. What was it? No, thiosulfate. Thiosulfate would be S4O3, something like that.
First sulfate. First sulfate.
You said hydrogen? I, so it would be sulfide would be the root for this one. So, but it wouldn't be called hydrogen sulfide. You said it would be called per. So hydro.
Dihydrogen.
Nope. If it was, you would call it dihydrogen sulfide if there was an AQ there. The fact that there's an AQ there makes it an acid. It's always going to be an acid in that case. If it was a G, then you would call it dihydrogen sulfide. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, G meaning a gas, right? Not OG, just G. Okay, so we would call this hydrosulfuric acid. Okay, just like it is here, right? Hydroic acid. So when it's just the monoatomic ion that's there, that you're putting the H in front of, you just put, instead of IEE, you put IC acid, IC acid. So hydrosulfuric acid. What about the next one? Is it sulfuric? It says 5. Close. Per. What about this one? Sulfurious, right? Sulfurous acid.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, the next one. Hyposulfurious acid. Okay. Gotta look. Try to hide. You gotta keep looking. Come on. That'll start clicking here in a minute. Okay, so again, we're adding H pluses, right? Because this has, in the case of the first one, 2 minuses. So we're adding how many pluses to that to balance it out? We're adding 2. The fact that it's H pluses that we're adding to it, right? This guy's called the hydronium ion. Or we sometimes will call it the hydrogen ion. Okay. So the fact that we're adding the H pluses to it to balance it out, and it's in an aqueous solution, makes it an acid. Okay, because it's just protons being donated. That's what defines an acid. Okay. Okay, so you want to do a couple more? So I don't feel that you guys got it. Gotta make it a little bit harder, right? I'll get this up so you guys have this. Right?
Looks like a 6.
Okay. Oh, you want more text? Okay, the first one. What's that? Silicate, so that would be the root. It would be silicate. Okay, but now it's an acid, how would I change silicate? I heard somebody say it. No. No. Havoc. Acid. Remember, I ate organic apples. ATE is now going to be switched to IC, right? The fact that you recognize that the root is 8, you need to switch that to IC, right? IC. Okay. Acid. Because she knows that all elements in group, same group as silicon, silicone, are going to behave very similar. She knows that carbon is in the same group as silicone. Carbon is CO3. CO3, 2 minus. This has 2 plus, so then she knows that this is called carbonate. So then she says, okay, this is called carbonate. So this guy would be called silicate, right? Because they're in the same group. Is that right? You did it?
How come the IC?
Because the fact that it ends with H, ATP, right? This here is phos. PO4, 3 minus, that's phosphate, right? This here is PO3 minus, this is phosphate, right? I, T, A, T, right? Phosphorus is a little bit different. It has an extra oxygen compared to carbon. Okay, so you guys have to remember, things that are in the same group are going to behave similarly, except for who? Who's the exception? Say it again. Say it one more time so they can hear you on the other side. Thank you, Jesus. Preach on. So nitrogen. Nitrogen is going to behave differently. Because what is the charge on nitrogen? Or nitrate. What is the charge on nitrate? ATE. Negative what?
1.
Negative 1, right? Negative 1. Okay, so phosphate is what? It's negative 3. Also, how many oxygen does phosphate have? 4. How many does nitrate have? Nitrate, ATE.
3.
3. Yes. Right?
Well, I thought you said light.
Are you guys with me? We're going to be probably talking to ions. Look at nitrate. Okay? So, help me out with this one. You see this root, ClO, 3. Chlorine. What did you say? Are you sure? Chlor. H, A-T-E. If it's A-T-E, chlorine. Okay, so you guys got to remember, A-T-E, I-C.
I remember.
The next one, dichromic acid. Because we know that the root is called chromate. Dichromate. What's that? Permanganate.
I mean, it was just, all the guys were just drinking.
You said permanganate.
Yes.
Get into the ATI, so it's just to
Acid.
Yeah, you
Because
got it.
permanganate is a root.
So I'm guessing I get that class.
And how do we know that it's not manganese? How many oxygens we have? How many hydrogens we have? Okay. Hydrogens. We have one. If it was manganese acid, how many hydrogens do we have? The next one. I confuse you with the, don't worry about it, I'll put it up here in a minute. So you guys. Nitrite is our root.
Next, explain.
So, nitrous acid. Okay. So now I'm gonna erase your crutch. Is that okay? I can erase your crutch.
Wait.
Who's taking a picture?
Say cheese.
She has two. One of them is like two.
She have kids.
She was, I think she was 22. Grandparents, well, grandkids, or actual kids. Grandkids, no grandparents, no grandkids, more than actual kids. Like, it's like, it's like a switch.
Because like you should love to say that that's true. You should love your kids. You
No.
love your grandkids. That's right.
Their kid is like 30. Grandkids are 4. Which one I love more? Whoever has it. Over two, over the She said, no, she said, I love you. She said that before. She said, she said, I stand by that. I stand by that. What his parents are the first. Even no one said, really? It's like yes. Or like in the process.
You went out for smokes?
Okay, I do know when exactly. I was there. It was like a car ride back to shopping. Just like got hurt. Just like got out the car. Yes. Mile or two away from town. Just walk over.
It's what? The word is in privacy. Okay. Possibly Walmart. They have them at Walmart, Target, and Dollar General, but there's different colors that are Sharpie. 0.7. There's another. Okay, so I see the date is I see it was in GE. I don't know if I trust you.
People in your chair.
Okay. I noticed that when we just
Are we
did
changing
five,
this to something like
then
this?
brought out a 6th one.
So we're gonna start with an N?
Yes, that was the last one. I guess I drove.
It's like you put it far away from all
Perhaps
the other
some-
ones, so.
On Zoom. Interviews are so boring. It's like, we have to go very It's a scene, no, it's not Avalon, well, yeah, like, cross the street.
What's that?
And
Which one is positive and negative?
for the same position.
This one?
on Jane next time.
It's happy. Force, also. Force, also.
I'll tell you the wrong thing.
Oxalate. Force. Yeah. It's like a question about-
So it wouldn't be any-
What's that?
Is it? No, UL means either microliters, it's probably, UL is probably.
So why was it? Why was it?
Oh, you did it.
So like, where is one?
That's, I was an explanation.
That's a micro.
That's why I got asked.
That's a mu, yes, it's a mu cell. So 1 liter is equal to 6 microliters.
Yeah, but I only put I was able to figure out like the first one and then.
Or just look at
and then
But it was
how
in our
many
notes
was what?
that we talked about. It's not a
It just connected them.
I think if we might have right. I don't know, man.
And then the L, where you getting that from?
Was this one. I like it. It's magnetic, so I want magnite.
Where you get the numbers at? I see, okay.
Position of the elements matter.
It does in a sense because it's,
The way it's spelled, is it written?
well, no, it's usually based upon, there's small amounts. It's usually based upon electronegativity. You guys don't know what electronegativity is. Now you just pay attention to it, right? And so, but it's usually electronegativity that's determined. So the ones that is the most electronegative is going to be the way that you kind of determine whether it's negative. Like, well, so oxygen is the most electronegative. Hydrogen is less electronegative. That's the reason why hydrogen.
Hydrogen is like positive.
Partial.
When it was partial. It's like, it's complicated. No, I'll figure it out. So this one comes from.
Have faith in
You're welcome. She position.
Six oh.
Yeah. that's good.
You're doing things now, so, yeah, paper, within 24 hours.
Oh, it's a bidding. You need to give us all five.
New groups. I'm always thinking, is this permanent? Is this permanent?
No. Just for today.
Because I was like,
I didn't even ask them what to mention. I had one behind the desk. Wow.
I don't want to go with different groups in there.
Yes.
Ain't no way you let it do that.
I mean, I don't know, I'm not doing.
You were about to give her.
I knew that, grab it.
I'm going.
You're not done, give up.
It's like I see. I'm like,
I offered you food, you said no.
So you're telling me
it's not.
what's
Or
your
it's
favorite food?
not.
I give you
It's
like.
like,
Actually, you can leave it.
or it's like,
Yeah, what is your favorite?
actually, I don't know, but it's like if I see candy, someone offers
I
it, I'm
sure
like,
do.
oh, what's your favorite flavor? And they do this like, I don't know, pizza.
So you tell me if I put a
What kind of
big-
pizza?
So if I put a big
No,
hot
no, no,
pizza
no,
underneath the cage
no, because
and
then
I drop the cage on your trap. Mouse, like a rat.
if you like put that, what is it, the honey candy, you know, the candy with like orange yellow pepper, like orange yellow. You know what candy? You never had them? It's like the basic candy. It's like orange, yellow, it's like the wrapping is orange, and the color of the candy is orange. It's like basic.
What's your color?
It's like
So
you
who
see
have
the
an idea
cartoons
numbers?
without any markings. It has no
Anybody not
markings.
have enough?
It's
What's
just,
it taste like?
Oh, she bet.
it's like honey or something. Or it's like, you think it's honey, it's sweet.
Yeah, curious what you talk about.
Do you never go, like, you see shows, it's like
What show?
anything, it's orangey, it's orangey. The look,
Okay, everybody has a number? Everybody has a
that's
number?
not orangey yellow, that's.
Okay, what I'd like
orange,
you guys
white,
to do is, I want the ones here, three, so right here, and right there. Other ones. I want the two here.
So one of you.
Here.
Where are the ones?
You go for something.
I want the threes here.
Okay, did you get one?
I want
No, I
the
got four.
fours here,
Right here.
fives here. Six is here. And the sevens here.
How many groups did you make?
7.
I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna use this right
If you don't know each other, introduce yourselves to each other.
I'm not in your guys' group, unfortunately, so.
One, two's here, two's here, three's here, four's here, five's here, 6 here, and 7's here. No, Hey, it's a class. Get over there with him. Right? Don't be done. You're not. Okay, so this is a little bit of a competition. I like competition. Okay, but before you get started, there's a couple of things that we need to discuss. Okay, first off, we need to get these answers, right? Everybody got the answers? Yeah. No? You ready for these answers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First one, what's the chemical formula for manganese acid?
H.
H.
Oxygen.
Okay, so is it gonna have a charge? Did any of these have a charge? Okay, so it's not gonna have a charge. Okay, but what would be the charge on manganese? 2 negative, so how many hydrogens should I have? 2, balance it out. And anything else you're missing? What was it? Anything else? AQ. Okay, what about oxalate?
Got H. C2.
Sure.
No.
Okay, oxalate, O-U-S, what does that mean? Oxalate, A-T-E would be oxalate.
So you're telling me this is the oxalate?
So this is what I want. This is what you gave. Is there anything else that's missing?
Oh, the H, would it be H2?
Okay, so it should be H2.
Yeah.
And anything else? Get your polyatomic ion table. Look at the C2O4. What is that? Okay, it's negative. We got it. Okay, it's oxalate, A-T-E.
Yeah.
Right? So can I end with O-U-S if it's A-T-E?
No.
Okay, so then what should be the chemical formula for the O-U-S part? So what do I have to do? To make it O-U-S. What do I use O-U-S? Shoulders, you gotta think about it.
It's gotta be IT.
And the ITE, so how do it becomes an ITE? What happens? What happens to those oxygens? You lose one, right? So then what should be the answer? Okay. Then that's why you don't shrug that shoulder, right? You gotta think about it. Okay, the next one. Volunteers. Okay, Michael. Gonna help me out? Hypophosphorus acid. Yeah. Sure. It's a team effort here. Is it O3? Okay, let's look at this. It's OUS. It's hypo. So this is fluorine, right? Do we have anything on our periodic on our polyatomic ion table that belongs to that same group? What was that? Fluorine. So chlorate would be ClO3 minus. So what would be fluorate? FO3 minus. Okay, so then this is hypo, right? Hypo means that it has to be at least 2 down, right? So what would be 2 down from fluorate? 2 oxygens down for fluorate. How many oxygens should I have? So we call this one fluorate, right? This will be fluorate. So we have 1 oxygen. Right. So 2 will be fluorite. And then FO minus would be hypochlorite. Okay. So what should be the chemical formula for this guy? How many hydrogens do we need to balance it out? Hydrogens plus 1 charge. Don't look at your answer, look at this guy. I need 1, right? Question. Because this is fluorate, there's a 3 at the end, right? Fluorate, what do we do if it's ATE? We put IC, right? If it's an ATE at the end, it's IC. If it's an ITE at
Can
the
you
end,
make that down what you're saying, like what you're telling us, if it's IT is this, if it's AT is that? Over, please.
look on the side of your polyatomic ion table. There's a thing that says, I ate organic apples. Underline is 8. Underline is IC, right? ATE, IC, right? We change it to IC. And if it's ITE, we change it to OUS. If it's IDE, we go hydro ic, right? Yeah, well, it depends on what it tells us. This tells us we need to drop 2 oxygen, right? From the root. The root is 3. This is our root, right? We need to drop 2 from there because it's hypo and it's OUS. So we need to go 1, 2. Right, so that we would have hypochlorite, right? So then we know that it's hypochlorous acid. Okay, what about this next one? What would be the name of this acid? Carbonite would be the root, right? So then if it's ITE, it should be carbonous. Okay, what about the next one?
For the last one, you put like TI.
Yeah. The last. Take a look at this one. We have something that's close to C2H3O3. Acetate. Acetate with an extra oxygen. So what should that be? Carbon. Or acetic acid. An extra oxygen. So if you take a look at acetate, what's the chemical formula for acetate? O2, right? Don't we have an extra oxygen? So if we add an extra oxygen, that makes it hypo, right? So we say per. Remember that? So do you guys, literally, I want to know, do you guys do this when you go home? You get out this door, you step right outside the door, you start doing this. Is that what happened? I'm thinking it is, right? Because we talked about this last week. You guys did the homework, right? Maybe that's the problem, right? Okay, so we need to start, when it's still fresh in our head, do like 10 problems, right? Next thing you know, you did them all, right? Okay, last one. What was that? Chromate? Okay, so we're gonna start with the chromate. Are you sure that's chromate? What was that? It has 2. Does it have 2 extra? It lost 2. Lost 2 oxygens. Okay, so if it lost 2 oxygens, what does that mean? Hypo. Hypochromius. Okay. How you doing? Good. You guys are so damn quiet today. You can take it till Monday. Don't cry. It'll be okay. It will, I promise. Okay, so now let's talk about this deal that we got going on. I'm a gambler. Go gambler. Oh, we know you are. You lost $1, right? $100 back. Sure. Okay. So here is the deal. I like pizza at night. You like pizza at night? Yes. Yes. Okay, so here's the deal. The team that finishes your handout, that's including balancing chemical equations that you have to name first, right? That's including balancing chemical equations that you have to name first. You finish it first, and it's all right. I will buy that group the pizza of their choice. Me, out of my pocket, the pizza of their choice. And you get 3 points extra credit to go where you want it to go. You get to pick where it goes. Okay. So the team that comes in second, I will give you 3 points to go where you want it to go. Right? Yeah, you guys are bomb. I may split you guys up. I mean, you guys an extra leg here or there, right? You guys feeling confident? See, that'll save you a lot of money too, right? If you guys are win, right? I don't know. I thought I counted 21 people. Done. No, you're not. You got a lot of not done. They have to be all right. Okay, so 1, 3 points and a pizza. 2, 3 points. 3 gets 2 points. 4 gets 1 point. Okay? Yes. The whole package. I don't know about it. Hydrated. What do you do when you're hydrated? Okay. What is that? Okay. So we talked about that last week, right? With your notes. And remember, you guys are a team, right? So you guys are going to fill in those blanks, right? You remember, you guys are a team. You guys are going to fill in those blanks. This is my team, right? Fill in the blanks. Works good to me. Which one? Group two, right? Group two metal, we know that group two metal, we don't have to put the Roman numerals. Right? You guys are talking to each other, right? Did you guys introduce yourselves to each other? You know, this is Ricky. This is pretty Ricky, right? Pretty Ricky, okay? Yeah, say pretty, and it's his turn, right? He earned that title. Pretty Ricky. So, and you are? Excel. It's, no, she itself is amazing. Amazing. Okay, and yeah. Did you say you used to be what? More to love. Why? Come on, team three. How's it going?
Why don't you do this?
You guys know each other? You feel comfortable?
Do you want to start or? I'm kind of starting where like I like. It makes sense.
I am too. Yeah. Yeah, it was practice. Like,
Okay, I'll show you this. Yeah.
yeah, but you
First one. That's cool. Basically, it's fine.
I would go, but. Check. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually, I'm there. I'm in Fireball at the time. So, yeah, I have to teach class. So that's one to get done fast, right?
Yeah.
Team two? Yes, come on. Save me money. Come on. Number one. That's what you guys are. Number one, right? No, so five. Actually.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I told you, right? I don't think you were.
You just.
How's it going, ladies? Are you guys discussing? Do you guys know each other? Have you guys introduced yourselves to each other?
We've worked together.
Okay, so you guys are discussing it because it gets done faster when you guys discuss it, right? Rather
I
than
have
you
been
guys.
lost in something.
Okay, well, you gotta pick it up since Monday, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're all doing parts that we feel like we understand and then we're gonna come together and try to see.
Okay, and compare.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. You guys think I have a plan?
No, we just talked about it. Yeah.
So you know Jack don't bite.
And again, from peroxide to sulfide. Peroxide, to sulfide.
Yeah, that's right. But yes, you've been a long way to get there, yes, but yes, that's right.
That is, that's the one, that's like. The sodium sulfide. What are the nine?
She may be able to help you out if she decides that she's gonna help you out. Why don't you come over here and act like you're part of the team? Yes, yes, yes. Well, you gotta learn. This is team effort. That's the real world. Let's go. Get your butt over here and start talking to people.
No, nine. We rich.
For the first part. I just feel like you're giving me a look right now, I know.
I'm not giving you a look. If I wanna give you a look, I'll give you a look. So it's a little bit of everything. The first part though is ionic compound, right? That's what it says. Ionic compound. That is looking right. That looks good.
This, I can see it.
The Roman numerals, you use the Roman numerals only with transitional metals, right? Remember, we wrote that down. And are you guys discussing it? You don't trust it? Transitional. Okay, great. You're doing your best. Come a little closer. She does bite though. You gotta be careful.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a nice little spot here. Although she's taking up, yeah, I get it. I get it. How's it going? Very good. That's good. That means that you guys are thinking. So you guys helping each other through the process? You have good notes?
Yeah, that's ugly. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, maybe you're right.
Where did you get the 8 part?
Yeah. Or.
I think I took the other thing for it.
Yeah. So there's two. Because you look at the CRO.
Yeah.
You look at the CR 04. CR 04. So area.
Three elements. But the second one, how come there's correlation parentheses? Is it like how?
Second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's why we're. Is it like how? At the end of the other one, we. Oh, yeah. Just so I don't finish the whole thing.
I was asking.
A little bit. So we basically all like similar. Yeah, so it goes based off of like, I like the word one, I have no idea, but like. Oh, never mind. It goes off of the.
I think H is.
Like on this one, KNO2.
But this is-
NO3 to go off of. And then
Why?
ATE. If it's in a similar, and then ATE. Yeah, but the only thing I have trouble with is putting it into that word. But I remember that that's for specific. That's for the last ones. Oh, yeah.
No, because it has to balance. the charge. Yes, ma'am. It's my own way.
Well, this is-
I think we were closer to the first time we talked about it, because now you're making an answer. Okay. Okay, because we know that proton donor, right? Yeah, proton donor equals hydrogen. Hydrogen. Okay. You got it. You're overthinking it. Look at your notes. Yep.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for example, if I have this, it would be this one right here,
That would be our root. That's right.
the phosphorus.
That's right.
And then this, we have to change it to here.
Mhm.
Up here.
But in this case, we put ORIC, right? So it's phosphoric. Because we're just dropping the US in that case.
Okay, so.
And I don't know why they did it like that, but they just did. Everything else works out perfectly except sulfuric and then phosphoric.
So how would I spell phosphorus?
PHOSPHORIC. Phosphoric.
So then for the this one, since it's in the same group as, hold on. I think I was basing it off.
That's right, fluoric,
So I.
fluorate.
It was changed to OUS?
Because it's idoic, idoite,
Uh-huh.
idolus, yes,
And so I will just do that for the other ones.
pretty much.
Okay.
And then this one, are you sure about that?
No, I was like.
Okay, look at your notes. Yes.
Right. I don't want to keep going.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Go T go. How do I get from chloride, chloride? How do you get to chloride?
Oh.
Okay, remember, when we were talking about those periodic tables, right? And we had. We had O2 minus. What do you call that? Oxide. So then if I have Cl minus, then that's gonna be. Chloride. Oh my God, no. No, it's not. You had it right the first time, it's just chloride. Right, because where is chloride located? Show me the periodic table. That, okay, so what is the rule? Why is it? That's two. That's right. It's one way from the other. That's right. So then we put, anytime that we have those monoatomic ions that are taken to charge, we put I. Right? Do you remember that?
And that one's not. Is that one monotonic?
It is. It's monotonic. There's how many are there? There's one. Okay, so let's stop. You missed my notes. So this is all you can It has a -2 charge. So this guy has a +2 charge. This guy has a -2 charge.
Yeah.
So. So, and this guy would just be.
Maybe those ones. All that stuff. And then I went off of that. With like.
So this the name of this guy.
It's all toes.
Okay. So this guy is.
Because what it is. I got here.
Are you serious? Calcium, you already have this as a hydroxide. This guy would just be- Hydroxide is -3 calcium is +2 Tell me about this. So.
What's the age? Yeah, I didn't ask it. Yeah,
So since that's the case, right? Okay, so
this one used to be the only thing that not at the end because it's 2 hours. Oh, okay, I know what you mean. Yes. Do the normal thing and then end it with how many quarters inside.
I'll come back here and check the file, but I'm gonna give you access to the video so you can watch the video. Hopefully, because it's gonna crash.
Okay. That's like.
What about cadmium? Can't find it?
No, it's not.
So it's cadmium.
And I was like, oh.
Okay, so cadmium is always gonna be a +1 charge, even though it doesn't have a Roman numeral. If it has a Roman numeral, it tells you what it is. In this case, it's gonna be +1. So then per bromate would be what the. This was hypochlorite. Let's break down what hypochlorite looks like.
I put. How about hydra?
What's that?
Hydra.
Hydroxide.
Like that, it's right there, hydra. So.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you can't tell me to stop. If you did something wrong, right?
Well, first of all, I can't say that. I
I
can't see the board. The board is so blurry. I promise. I can't turn on the software. I have to put it.
There's this one, there's this one.
I do.
Okay. So far, you're looking good so far. But here. Gotta figure it out. You guys talk to each other.
What do you call it?
The one with, this is the.
Somewhat right.
That's like, this is. So you got two copies of the one, you got two copies of the one. Let me give you the one. Yes. That looks good, that looks good. That one does it. Number 3, yeah. You just start adding, you just adding extra shit, that's all. Take a look at what you're doing.
They got the oxide?
Well, that and something else, there's 2 things. Generic? Yes, ma'am. Number 23. Oh, I took your answers too. I'll bring it back to you. I'll give you a front page. Give me 1 second. Let me take care of him because I stole his stuff. Okay, so do we got any extras? The papers that they go all the way around? Yeah.
We're the group and we want.
That one, yeah.
Careful. Plus, yeah, that's a plus, that's a negative. so
Okay,
you gotta
but I
go.
gave you.
Right, okay, sorry.
So you take a look. In different ways. No good. Third grade handwriting. Actually, it looks like no God.
That looks like a doctor. Doctor's
Okay, so what was your question? I can't keep your hands serious. You guys look across each other. That's all I'm gonna say. I gave you everything you possibly could need and then some. Showed you stuff to look good.
Yeah, because you have
I'm doing that already.
like, how do you know? Yeah, it goes during like it only goes.
Oh, one more answer. I don't understand.
Okay, so that never goes unless it's written.
Yes, sir. I got myself an answer.
So, this one, what do you think about this array?
That one was weird.
That's pretty good, man. Sure. What about the rest?
Except for the first one.
Because for lead.
Oh, very.
Because remember, I see. Yes, it's when you're driving 8 it's like proton, acid, there we go. Is this an acid? No. That's right.
Oh, so.
Okay.
Doing too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anybody done yet? Yeah. That's the gold standard.
Yeah, right here, yeah. Oh, it's okay.
That shows that you know it all. There's always-
It goes after.
Well, you know how you was doing this slipping thingy? So for these, it would be VF and then VF.
Okay.
And
Why?
I don't know, but I.
Well, if you don't know, then I can help you, right? Because then you're asking me nothing. You need to tell me why. Why is it that? Because if you don't understand why, how can you do the next problems? I want you to understand why. You come back and tell me. You teach me. I'm here. I'm here if you want to talk.
Do I have Roman numerals or cards?
Okay, so Roman numeral means what? The charge, right? Because it says it's the charge, right? So then the charge on this is what? No. What is the charge on your V? You just told me the Roman numeral is what? The charge of what? Of this element, right? So then that's a Roman numeral 3. So that means it's +3, right? Because it's a metal. Metals are going to be plus, right? So fluoride is going to be what? Minus, right? So then how many of those am I going to need to balance out that +3? You guys know, there you go. That's the reason why you do that. And at the end, you notice there's no charges on it. Why is there no charges on it?
I'm assuming, based on knowledge.
It's balanced. There you go. There you go. You see? It's right there. You do know it. Good teacher. Okay, so then, no, you're not so lost. You got it. Tell me, what is the charge on the leg? Are you sure?
I mean, 4.
It's going to be 4. So then oxygen, oxide, what is going to be the charge on the oxide? -2. So then how many of those am I going to need to balance it out?
You're gonna need 2.
There you go. So then you write PbO2. That's all it is. It's just addition and subtraction. That's it. You want to make it harder than what it is. You're the one that's doing that. That's not me, right? You got this. See?
Is this one just as simple as?
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Let me see. So then it's 5. So how much in the chloride? So chloride is.
No, I said you're missing something. What are you missing? It is not copper. It is not. You're missing something.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we would.
Okay, where? Tell me, help me out. Where's your periodic table? Anybody got a periodic table? You all got a periodic table. So tell me what type of metal that is. Oh my God! It is a trans. Oh my God! Give me a Roman numeral there.
Oh, does this mean you were here too?
Yes, if it is a transitional metal. The only one
Why is that great?
you tell me.
So then.
You're right the first time.
Is minus.
That's fine.
So we do need.
I don't know. Tell me. Yeah, I'm sure.
Two eyes.
No, so.
Two eyes.
So
And what you, that's right.
how like that works.
Why?
Yeah. So instead of
Explain it to
minus
us. Why is it?
well, it's just minus.
Yes, why is it a one?
It should be.
So
So then if it's just minus one. that's valid.
Yes, it has to be in parentheses. So it's copy one acid because,
Five.
no, because what's the charge on acid?
So it can be 0, so 5 plus.
Because remember, when we use the transitional metals, we have to go through their pair. That determines their charge.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, one. So then how many? What else one charge on it? Because you only have one copy, right? It has to be copy one.
Okay, regardless of what it's at, so this one.
Right.
the three
Remember,
to
it
the
has
end.
to add up to 0 at the end of the day.
So then.
Did you give up your? You guys didn't give up your. What was I just saying? Somebody slipped that. Or my dad.
So when it says ID
No, IE basically means that it's a negatively charged ion. But did you guys write these? All of the notes. You took all notes, and it should be in here, right? Because we talked about that. What does IBE mean? It has two meanings.
So.
One of the meanings is that it's a negative. So when it's an ionic compound, it is a negative ion. The other meaning is what?
But Cu, so sulfide is,
No. It
minus
is.
2.
Wait,
So then.
Get your notes. Should have wrote it down, because I wrote it on the board.
We did, under transition.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll tell you this time, there's some caution. Yeah, again, I definitely gonna try. So this time is the end of I use the end of the compound. Also, it's a negative ion.
Yeah, I did. When you explained it right here.
It doesn't mean anything about the charge. The Roman numerals tell you the charge of this guy. Okay. Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's clicking a little bit now, right? It's right there in your nose, right there, right?
You don't know what it would be.
Oh, yeah. It's that.
Except, we know that this is what we talked about, that the very first thing that we talked about on Monday. Monday, first thing. I need you guys write it down. Oh my God, Becky. Right?
Monday, yeah, we did.
Put in work here. But are you reading something? Okay, so you always have to glide.
Oh, the,
AQ.
yeah, the units.
But it's just, yeah, parentheses, lower, underneath, yeah. Okay, so I want you to help me out with this. This is a B, right? You see a B in this little thing?
Dude, the first thing said is, wait.
Oh, Mike, you said that? So should it be a B? No, then what should it be? Okay, so everybody has a B. No, that doesn't mean that you put a B there, right? Does that make sense? Sarah, so I'll call you Fred, is that close enough? You get the point? Okay. Yes.
I was like,
Are you talking shit? Are you telling me almost done?
no, I was talking to Kai.
Okay. But I'm saying, are you talking shit? Telling me we're almost done?
Five, and this Hopper one, you guys.
No. Or,
So that
One.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you.
So then.
Thank you.
You should have said on the.
That is not. I don't know what the fuck you're doing here, right? You put a cluster, that's a equation. Does it say this and this? Right, so this is what you're doing.
So you just put 4 to 4 weight the. No, I put the 4 to balance it out. To balance
What
out.
does this say?
Carbon is
What is diamond?
4 weight.
2.
And so, yeah, that's part of the.
Great, so then that tells me how many, what I have, what is this?
And they have a positive
Great,
one.
so then now you have,
And the blue ones.
O2.
have a
what are you doing there? You're just adding stuff to add stuff,
And
right?
so, like this. Por ejemplo, yeah.
I know you're looking good, but remember, this is a team effort. I'm gonna take a look at all your papers. If all your papers are wrong, if one of yours is wrong, then you don't have that. You want to win. The purpose is to communicate with each other. You're teaching each other what you guys are missing. If you don't understand it, you don't understand. You understand what I'm saying? It is a team effort. This is a team effort, right? It's a competition. Win. How many of this? Right in front of this. That means we go.
Yeah.
So 2 what? 2P, right? 2. Look at your notes. Why the hell do you take notes if you don't look at them? I don't want to hear that. I mean, look at your damn notes. Then when you look at your notes, then you come back and tell me. You gotta look at your notes for Monday, right? We talked about it for Monday. Notes for Monday? Okay, for Monday. Probably because you started a little late taking them, right? Did we talk about that?
You do okay.
I just.
Right here.
I don't remember anything from.
Right.
That's one, so. What?
And then I look back at my notes, it's like,
That's the reason why your notes are good.
Like your
Those prefixes right here. Right? 7, hepta, phosphorus, tri. There's your example right there. Oh, we did this one too, and then you just start writing things down. I'm slow, I'm a slow writer, you know. I use two tips, so that's what I'm doing. So, when we're on it, when they're all mine those, then we can go on to 11, except for with our apps. That's right, the hydrogen acts like an ion.
The SO3, that's one, right hand side.
That's right. That's right. That's why it's connected to those. Take a look at that. This is connected to the phosphorus. Tri is connected to the oxygen. Which one are you talking about? I'm saying yes.
I was like.
I thought she said something different.
Number 7, I said.
You put chlorine, I put chlorine. Your partner, I'm gonna have you come over here.
No, see, it's number 7.
Their partner.
I'm looking at the wrong one. So I was thinking at 6.
He wasn't doing anything anyway, so. Well, then you guys can go out and find.
I was looking at.
That's right. Yes, that's right. How's it going over here?
This kayak.
You know, the only, like, the frequency is just a very, very charge. But you are very clear of that, I tell them that I have. So you're good. The only thing you just parentheses is you have to have ion, polyatomic ion.
Oh.
And you have multiple cells. Does that make sense? Are you guys each other? Well, yeah, if she turns it in, I would get all the other people down. Right? No. Sandy, yeah, I've been doing that a lot.
Oh, you know what? It can.
Yes, ma'am. I can check those. Okay, this one is not, I don't know what you're doing there.
Make that work.
I can tell. We're gonna put a kick on it. We're gonna throw in, you know, look at your notes. That's what I'm gonna say with that one.
5.
5, yes, you wanna look at your notes. Number 7, you wanna look at your notes. Number 8, you wanna look at your notes. Number 9, you wanna look at your notes. No, this one is okay, sort of, because that's a special case. Yes, sir. Hydro means that there's no oxygens there. So then you have, so no oxygen.
This one would be a hydro.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
I feel a question. How you doing? I was testing you.
It's confusing, but it has like.
Did they win the second set?
Was something with.
Yeah, they did.
I think the hydro is makes more sense. No, the hydro works.
Phosphorus.
Phosphorus.
Nope. That is that linear of the compound. Sodium chloride. Salt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I could go on the same roads like the back. It's like no light. It's just not like.
I think it's owl.
I'm not even picturing it out.
Yeah.
I'll go
Those are white owl.
Aren't those the ones that they say?
I don't know, but I felt so bad, but I was like, I'm not gonna stop the dark owl to see if I can owl. And they go, well, it's because so they like go straight into the light.
Yeah.
When we figure out how, right? Okay, so take a look.
I can't
Carbon.
get over the like,
Tell me about carbon. What is the charge on carbon? Carbon is on the polyatomic ion.
Okay.
And all its
We have another one.
stuff.
You said minus.
Yeah, but it's only 2 negative. That's what that is. Remember the subscript. Okay, so. So, oh yeah, no, I appreciate that. Now that we talk about it, right, what is the subscript? No, that is not the subscript. Sub means under. That means, what does that mean? We learned that the first week of class.
I don't know, I don't know what to do with I know that this one is at 8.1.
Subscript is not the way. So.
How-to video.
H2, oh, right in space. I want you to write
That's what I do when I get
H2O
home.
space. Tell me about that. How many hydrogens do we have? That's the subscript. It has 2 hydrogens, so it tells me what? H2O has what? Of what? Hydrogen and 1 oxygen, right? So subscripts tell me how many atoms we have for that element that it's behind, right? You should know that. By this point, if you do not know that, that's fine. Okay, so let's start with that. Okay, the second thing is the number up top is what? This is the charge. That's right. So what is the charge on carbon? It is two negative. Okay, so if it is two negative, right, and we only have how many colors? We have one color. So what has to be the charge for it to add up to 0? Yes, it has to add up to 0, right? Because you see the charges on here? Because remember, every compound has to add up to 0.
But there is
An ionic
no
compound that has to add up to 0. Okay? So what has to be the charge? Yes, ma'am. You just told me that carbonate is CO3, right? Isn't it? CO3. Right? So it has a negative charge, right? So then what has to be the charge on the copper? Okay, I want you to help me with math. Can you do math? I want to ask. So if it's -2, what has to be the charge to make it 0? What? Okay, I want you to do, okay, write on this paper. Put 0 plus -2. What does that equal? It equals -2. So then what has to be the charge on it? Positive. Okay, it's +2 because it has to add up to 0, right? Okay, so we know the Roman numeral is the charge of that polyatomic ion, right? But it doesn't mean nothing until the rest of your team is there, right? Because if they don't understand, you don't get to go anywhere, right? So then you call it copper. And the Roman numeral is the charge. What is the charge that you have? +2. Right? So Roman numeral 2, and then carbonate. Yes, carbonate has a -2 charge. The copper has to have a +2 charge. So it's 0. Right? That's right. So it's based upon the charge. So the Roman numeral is the charge of that metallic ion. Yes. Now, the first one. Let's help me out. Let's do this.
Balance it out.
Looks right.
So we know chromium is a Roman, it is a transition metal, right? It's gonna have to have a Roman numeral, okay? So fluorine is here. So what's gonna be the charge of each of the fluorine? How far is it from a noble gas? It's 1 away, right? So we add 1 electron, we do 1 away. So this charge is gonna be. Let me help you out. Non-metals are always going to be negative. Non-metals are always going to be negative, right? Okay, so they're going to have negative charge because it's 1 away. You're adding an electron. Electron is negatively charged, right? So that means it has 1 extra negative charge. So it has a negative charge. Okay. Okay. So how many do you have? That's 3. I have 3, right? So total, I have -1, -1, -1. What is that? -3. So then I only have 1 chromium. Okay. So no, it's chromium, right? Chromium is a metal, right? Chromium is not a non-metal, it's a transitional metal. The fluorine, the F, yes, each one is what charge? Well, each one is not negative. You're the one saying stuff, you can say, yeah, what? You just told me that fluorine was what?
4 and 6.
How far is it away from a noble gas? So then it has what charge? Just 1 fluorine. just like we're talking about just one fluorine. What, it has a -1, right? Okay, so and how many fluorines do I have here? I have 3 of them. So altogether, what is the total charge? Now I'm gonna try again. Okay. -1 plus -1 plus -1. That's what?
Can I ask
-3.
you guys?
Okay, so all together, all the fluorines together adds up to what? There's 3 of them. You told me they just add up to what? -3. Okay, so -3. Okay, so then that means that this has to be what for it to equal 0? Chromium has to be what? How many chromiums do I have? I have 1. So what does chromium have for it to equal 0 at the end of the day?
But I don't understand where I would get one.
I mean, +1. That's what you told me.
Plus one.
Yeah.
How many fluorines do I have? I have 3. You told me that each one is a -1, right? There's 3, right? 3. Let's put it in there. Let's make this sound straight. Right? Right? Yeah. Negative. That's negative, right? So that it shows me that I have a high. Write it again. Told me there's how many?
So it would just be.
There's 3. Each one of these has a negative charge. So right down here, -3, because that's -1, -2, -3. Okay, now for chromium, CR. There's only 1 chromium. What's chromium has to be? This all together equals 0.
There's 4 of them. Just 9 the element, tetra.
Yes, yes, right?
There's 7.
This has to be 7. Because all together it has to add up to 0. Each one is
Somebody,
negative.
yes, it's 3. Let's try.
So for this, I balance
So
this out.
it's the oxide.
Right? This has to be a +3.
1.
Okay. Does that make sense? I know I'm not getting on your nerve, right? So no pressure. Don't feel pressure. I'm feeling pressure. We'll get this together, right? So now that we know that this is the charge, right? So now we can put a Roman numeral because the Roman numeral has to be charged by that transitional letter. So what is the Roman numeral? So let's do that. That goes right. Sort of, but you just look down there.
So this is 1, so it's iodine. This 4 fluorines, because it's the end of fluoride. Fluorine, so it's tetrafluoride.
If it's the end, then there's only a monoatomic ion. A monoatomic ion, and it's the end. This is called. So what do you think this is?
Yeah.
This fluoride. So if it's a negatively charged ion, we have to put iodine
And then this is a minus.
just a
So it would just
single
be.
okay, fluoride.
So it would be,
If it's a polyatomic ion, they have special ones, right?
where it's like-
Okay, now breathe. We'll breathe together. Let me take you. No, let me do that. Okay. Yes. Yes. Look at your notes.
So it'll be rock. Okay, I had it written down. I just didn't read it. Thank you.
Or not really.
Let it draw.
Yeah, but under where it's.
Like you share the person, right?
I mean, they don't. Oh, no, oh, right. It might be so funny.
Oh.
Yeah, all of them are gonna be. So then we're trying to.
Understand. I'm like, who's who?
Yeah. They're right down. Oh, that's actually.
Okay, how are you guys doing? Better. You have to take the break. Yes. Okay, so a reminder, so we're talking about ionic compounds. Again, they have to add up to 0, right? So if you have transitional metals, your transitional metals is going to be dictated, the charge on it is going to be dictated by who's it paired up with. So if there's 3 fluorides, right, and we have chromium, then we know the charge on the chromium has to be what? We have CrF3. What has to be the charge on the chromium? 3. Okay. Because again, it has to add up to 0. Okay. So ionic compounds, they have to add up to 0. Okay. If it's a covalently bonded compound, right? Covalently bonded compounds, I have a covalently bonded compound, right? What am I going to do in this case?
You're gonna write, like mono equals 1, di equals 2, tri equals 3, etc.
Okay, so in this situation, we have C2F6. Dicarbon,
and then I don't know how to do that.
hexa, chloride. Yeah, sure.
I just don't know what to draw. Try.
Nitrogen.
That's 7.
Yep.
At the oxide. Or when I drop the O,
You drop the A, you never drop the O.
never drop the O.
Because if you drop the O, it doesn't mean it's oxide. Right? So we have oxide.
There's only one. You have to write the monopart.
If there's only one at the beginning, the first one, you don't write the mono. Only time that you write a mono is if it's at the end of the compound. Not doing the ones on the thing, but we can do one with iodine.
I know, I just want to see how
Yes,
it's spelled.
iodine,
I don't-
iodine is all weird because it keeps all of the letters, right? It's weird.
It's
Oxygen is the
like
only one. Oxygen is the only one that cuts the letters.
So when iodine's in front, it's bigger than iodine.
So let's say it's tri iodine, right? So then it'll be tri iodine. Don't drop it. Don't drop the I.
So you keep the 2 I's?
You keep the 2 I's. It looks funky, but that's what. It's just oxygen. Oxygen is the one that will not drop the O and it will drop an A, right? It won't drop I's. Okay? Okay. So let me. Yeah.
You know, but I did the exact same thing, that's why.
Yeah.
No, I get it, I get it.
Have you guys ever played gas? Yeah. And then when I turned on my car, it wasn't even like close to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Thierry. And the second one.
So.
What? Oh, we did it again. You don't know? What's it?
I don't know how to say it. Like all your pieces. Yeah, okay. Part 2, right? Yeah. 5 minutes. Yeah. I think what should I do this episode, but.
How's it going over here? Are you done? Are you done? Yes, you do. You know how to do this. You know how to bounce it. Don't you know how to name things? So you know how to do this. You put the pieces together.
I got one more and I'm trying. I have a question.
Yes. That is going to be.
Because this one is minus one. So then on this one. So for aluminum acetate, we have acetate.
That's right. But aluminum is always going to be what charge? Look where aluminum is at on the correct chain.
So in aluminum, we're not counting. This
You are,
one.
you're not counting that way because that's way too far. Count the other way.
This one.
Okay.
So it would be 2 plus
Plus what?
3.
Plus 3. That's right.
Plus
Plus 3.
So then you don't have to, we just do AL3 and then the rest.
No, would you do AL3? Because the charge on aluminum is plus 3. So and then what is the charge on acetate?
Well, acetate has all of this.
It doesn't matter, but what is the charge on it altogether? Because it is a unit. It's the charge that we're looking at. What is the charge on the whole thing?
Negative since
That's right.
it's not in the-
That's right. So then how many of those am I going to need to balance it out?
So
At the end of the day, it has to add up to 0. Right? So then how many am I going to need to balance it out?
okay, so like I understand, like I have 3 for 1 and it's a positive.
So you're telling me aluminum is 3 plus, right? And then you just told me that acetate was what?
It's negative.
It's negative, 1 negative. So then how many do I need to balance it out?
Oh, so this just equals 1.
That's right, it's a negative 1. Altogether, it is a negative 1. That's why it's called a polyatomic ion. It acts as one unit and it has a single charge. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
That's scary. So.
Yes.
Just wanted to double check. I was like, maybe I'll go back and I thought about it because I played it a little bit. And I was like, silver, fun to play with.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll just use it
No, so you can exhaust
to
it.
kind of see if I can do something with it. But I think for these stuff,
No, she doesn't.
two series.
She doesn't.
I want you to be able to like see what just especially for two series. So, but I think for even to literally just play the game.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'll try to come up with some sort of lab to do this same thing.
That'll be good.
Yeah, but I'll have to, I gotta think about this stuff. It's been a while since I've done this too.
Yeah.
So, especially like, it just looks so different.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to think about it. You have to use 3-prong. Sit there and get it parallel.
Yeah.
Because it's one whole one.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know how else it was.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
I figured, so, yeah, I was like, man, I'm gonna really think.
Yeah. So what then I'll do
Yeah, I
is
think
I'll
we did
get
something like that.
6.
Yeah, we did.
I know, and I'm seeing some like more advanced, like the wires and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's even some that have like
Yeah.
breadboards. If you want to go that far, that's. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think we should try to get some breadboards. And then also I think we need to think about adding solar, like solar energy and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, it's not one on a breadboard, it's actually fans.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Okay, so that's good. And, that's all. We need to get the details in here. All of this is.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I was
It has this, one of them is one that's work, so, one. Yes.
Like for.
And then,
Full. Okay.
it cuts my workload down a little bit, so, for natural science, so next week.
And then for the bottom part,
Physics is gonna be, so then we'll start switching over to the bottom. So if you wanna start throwing stuff in there,
I'll start adding
and
some.
then, I can. There.
I actually don't do anything because I think it's good.
Yeah, I know that's true. I always forget that like.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't just leave.
Yeah. Yeah, and then plus pull it over. Yeah, and then so I'll start adding more stuff. for Chem, and start, so when their exam is next week. Their lab next week. Practice for the exam, or is it gonna?
No, it'll be practice with the exam. So what I'm doing with my class, just because of how much I'm doing, I am doing an online. That's why the class is very black. Last time I didn't. So I'm like.
23. Which one?
So then I'll study.
All right.
Oh, and then same thing, they'll have.
23, yeah. HI.
I was right. Okay, so then that, mine is on Thursday, so. then-
Oh, right. They'll have just-
Yeah, we need help.
Study guide to that.
Everything. If you can think.
It's not done yet, dude.
think that kind of stuff, a little more time, like.
That would be.
K2, SO4, and
Right.
SN.
Yeah, I figured because I was telling my sister.
K2,
At
SO4,
night.
SNO2.
You guys are gonna have to rush in, like, get that all on your brain, you know,
And that's
sink
easy.
in and everything, yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's good, and then, so I need to.
Oh, the controller.
And did you use the,
Yeah.
spectrum tubes on?
I did,
Yes.
I did.
So
I'm
you have a
gonna
map
need,
already?
yes, exactly. I used to automate like technical that I'm like you gave me.
Okay.
And then I also inserted, I inserted a picture that. So I just took a,
They just put them in.
scan on my phone.
I might have it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But they didn't, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I should have.
I usually take them off and I before I take something that color. I can take something that's
H3,
sugar-free.
AS.
We don't have,
Or is that
like,
fine?
it has color printing unless I.
AS
spread.
And so you only get one pair. Where all.
So one pair
Oh,
for 2
Little A.
Sorry.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
I've always
It's
used something
only
where
like-
like.
Cause I printed out
somebody say like, oh,
the students, if I know like.
Yeah.
in advance, I can-
They're fully, yeah, and you can totally like.
is it hard to put them back on? No,
Just don't print that last page.
Okay, sounds good.
I made it easy so that I gave them like, I printed them out and I said. But it was kind of, not perfect, so I went over it. It's just the practice. Yeah, but it was fun. I like it. Those are so nice.
Yeah.
Other ones are just literally that.
Oh, yeah.
I burned myself.
And that's kind of like, it's
All
like,
right, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
How's it going over here, guys? Good. Good. So.
I think just because we've been changing the end of the.
So part two is that you're gonna use your skills at naming things to write the chemicals that are part of the equation, and then you're gonna balance it.
Oh, okay.
Over here. So go right here.
And that's like, I don't know if that's right. It's not wrong.
No, it's not what I mean. It's, you guys don't have any notes. What you guys are gonna do, you guys know, do you know how to balance chemical equation? Raise your hand. Everybody knows how to balance a chemical equation, right? Okay, so part two is you figure out the name, and then after you figure out the name, you're gonna use that to balance the chemical equation. Okay. Yes, it says something reacts with something. That means that they're the what are they? Yeah, reactant to products. If something reacts with something, it's called the. It's called the reactant. The reactant. And the thing that is made is called the product. Okay, so now you're taking the skills and you're putting them together, right? Okay.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Hold on. What group is it? And it will have like some of the.
Let me borrow your chair.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Take the chair. Does it got a name? Here's your bag.
My bag.
It's called my bag.
I call it my pepper.
So what's the
So that's what you. This part, like the one where you start to search it, where you look at it. They'll all be since they're in the same group. They'll all be like. Equally.
I don't think that one's the same.
So like. No, not. Yeah, like,
see our. So.
I have to go to the restroom.
That's why we need to.
Me too.
Mine are, mine were in the so like rose. The ones that hurt me.